Santa Fe 2026 ditches the DCT. And no, this isn't a game of spot the difference. It's a full-on emotional detox. Remember those awkward drives in the older Santa Fe where someone asked, "Why does the gearbox feel like it's shaking its head no?" Well, not anymore. Hyundai has officially kicked out the dual-clutch transmission, DCT, from its gasoline models, replacing it with a good old 8-speed automatic. It's the kind of shift that feels like taking off a tight bra after a long workday. Liberating, even if you've never worn one. Why the change? DCTs once promised quick shifts and better fuel economy, but in reality, they delivered jerks, delays, and throttle hesitation, especially in urban traffic where you'd rather have smooth sailing than a gear hunt audition for Fast and Furious Parking Lot Edition. The new Santa Fe now glides through gears smoothly, responds logically, and actually listens to your foot. No more pressing the gas and waiting while the transmission questions life choices. Now, it's just pull the lever, twist the throttle, and go, like the car finally grew up. If you once swore never to touch a Hyundai again after a DCT ambush at a stoplight, maybe, just maybe, it's time to forgive. Not because Hyundai said sorry, but because they got the memo and they fixed it. Of course, hardcore DCT fans can still cry in the shower, but for the majority of everyday drivers, this change is a gift, wrapped in smooth shifts and fewer therapy bills. The new 2.5-liter turbocharged gas engine now pairs with that 8-speed auto, delivering 277 horsepower and 421 newton-meters of torque. More than enough to climb those crazy San Francisco hills without yelling, "Car, don't you dare give up!" Still watching? Drop a comment. Has a DCT ever betrayed you? Got any funny transmission stories? Share it with CarCry. We read them all. Or hey, maybe smash that sub button first, then talk to us. You'd think the 2026 Santa Fe was designed by car engineers. But no, seems like a team of architects, carpenters, and Minecraft gamers took over. Just look at it. The front is boxy like a final exam report card. The body is straight like aluminum siding. And the H-shaped light bars? Honestly, they look like public toilet signs you'd see in Seoul. Yet somehow, it works. This design grabs eyeballs like a pop-up ad with good taste. For the first time ever, people are Googling, "Wait, is this still a crossover?" Because it's edging dangerously close to full-on off-road SUV territory. And Hyundai isn't shy about it. It's 45 millimeters longer, 10 millimeters wider, with a 50 millimeter longer wheelbase. The rear is almost flat now, making the cargo space big enough to skateboard in. Departure angles improve drastically, perfect if you're hauling groceries to a base camp near Everest. And those 21-inch wheels on the top trim, they scream desert date, even if most Santa Fe owners will still be stuck between two Ubers at a Dubai mall. Bottom line, this new look isn't about beauty in the traditional sense. It's a statement, a rolling declaration of boxy rebellion, ready to transport you across landscapes and fuel price trauma. So, what do you think about this design? Drop a comment. Team boxy is the new sexy? Or bring back the curves? CarCry is still deciding whether to call this thing an SUV or a minimalist delivery robot with a design degree. The 2026 Santa Fe doesn't just invite you inside. It walks in first and says, "I'm not a car, I'm a startup office on wheels." You open the door, and boom, two seamless 12.3-inch curved displays greet you like a post-surgery nose job. Sit down, and the dashboard stares back with a design so clean, you'd feel guilty eating sunflower seeds in it. The new OS supports full OTA updates, which means no more dragging the car to the dealer for bug fixes. It learns, remembers, and corrects itself, like a college student cramming for finals. Next up, dual wireless charging pads placed right below the center console. No more cable fishing like you're angling on the weekend. Just toss your phone in and the car handles the rest. Ideal for folks with two phones. One for work, one for checking on work. And then there's Digital Key 2.0. It turns your phone into your key. Imagine this. No need to fumble for a fob. Just walk up, tap the app, and the car recognizes you.
A friend once joked, "So if I lose my car, I lose my iPhone too?" Exactly. Now your shiny new iPhone has even more responsibility than your ex. Other goodies? Hidden AC vents, ambient lighting that changes with your mood, an air filtration system strong enough to remove bacteria, which means if you're heartbroken, the car will filter out the scent of regret. Temporarily. Your ex's perfume? That one might linger. Back seats? How about captain's chairs in the second row? USB ports even in the third. And the cushioning feels like a 3.5-star hotel bed in suburban Melbourne. This cabin says one thing loud and clear: sit anywhere, you're VIP. Now, Car Cry wants to know, is this car living too luxuriously for its own good? And hey, has anyone here ever napped in their SUV and woke up thinking they were in a resort?
The 2026 Santa Fe has a clear mission, not just to take you places, but to make you feel better with every tap of the pedal. The 2.5-liter turbocharged gasoline engine delivers 277 horsepower and 421 newton-meters of torque, enough to blow past any sedan still figuring out which exit to take. Meanwhile, the 1.6-liter hybrid turbo is a different story. 232 combined horsepower, 367 newton-meters torque, but only about 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers fuel consumption. That's so efficient, you could forget your fuel card and still make it to the office. Picture someone on a keto diet who still hits the gym at 6 a.m. That's the Santa Fe Hybrid. Fit, powerful, and never complains. Now, hybrid tech isn't new for Hyundai, but on this Santa Fe, it's been leveled up. Better throttle response, smoother acceleration, improved regen braking. At low speeds, it runs nearly full electric, perfect for impressing a date or your boss riding shotgun. And that gas turbo version? It's for those who love a little kick every time they punch the pedal. The new 8-speed automatic, remember, the one that said goodbye to the old DCT, works beautifully with the engine, offering sharp shifts, instant response, and no drop in power on hills or highway overtakes. So, which should you get? If you want smooth, quiet, and barely see a gas station, go hybrid. But if the sound of the engine is your favorite song, grab the 2.5T. Still, you should test drive both. But before you do, drop a comment below. Are you team soft as cloud or throttle it till 4,000 RPM? The interior of the 2026 Santa Fe is so spacious, you could argue, sulk, and film an apology video without brushing shoulders once. Technically, Hyundai stretched the total length to 4,830 millimeters and the wheelbase to 2,815 millimeters. That's not just good for legroom, it turns the car into a legitimate escape pod when you're not ready to go back inside. The second row? As roomy as a karaoke booth in Tokyo. Cross-legged, legs out, or boss mode. Take your pick. Even the third row, usually where people get exiled, now gets USB ports, AC vents, and enough headroom unless you're NBA tall. And that trunk? A full-on tribute to practicality. With all 3 rows up, 725 liters. Enough for a suitcase, 3 boxes of noodles, 2 cats, and an excuse for coming home late. Fold down both rear rows, nearly 2,100 liters. That's more than a studio apartment in downtown Seoul. Now about the smart touches. The second row slides, reclines, and if you go for the higher trims, you get captain's chairs. Think premium economy seat on a flight, but without crying toddlers, unless they're yours. Even the rear tailgate opens hands-free if you stand nearby long enough with a tired look. Yes, a feature clearly made for grocery warriors and husbands avoiding heavy lifting. Bottom line, the Santa Fe 2026 doesn't just carry you from point A to B, it carries your mood, your luggage, your situationship, and your weekend plans, all at once. Now, quick poll. What's your favorite row to sit in? Or are you the type to curl up in the trunk for total peace? Your ex might turn their back on you, but the safety system on the 2026 Santa Fe, it watches you from all angles with radar and a full 360-degree camera. No joke, this car is so packed with safety tech, even a commercial airplane might get jealous. And it's not the kind of tech they throw in just for the brochure. It's the kind that makes your hands less shaky, your shirt less sweaty, and your driving less verbally expressive. Let's talk about the total defense setup. The 360-degree camera lets you park like a ninja. No curb rash, no crooked lines, no judgmental looks from passersby. Blind spot collision avoidance, BCA, basically when you're about to cut someone off, the car says not today and brakes for you. Rear cross traffic alert, so every time you reverse out of a parking spot, the system quietly whispers, "Hold up, bike coming at 25 miles per hour." And there's more. Lane keep assist, LKA, lane departure warning, LDW, and even highway driving assist, HDA, also known as let the car do it. The upgraded forward collision avoidance assist, FCA, doesn't just spot pedestrians anymore. It now detects cyclists, sudden stops, and probably your boss jaywalking with coffee. In short, it helps you avoid becoming the headline, driver dozes off, Santa Fe saves entire village. The best part? These features don't throw you around every time they kick in. The responses are smooth, smart, and subtle. Thanks to Hyundai's next-gen tech platform, and maybe because the car was trained to handle drivers who zone out and start life coaching themselves at the wheel. Now think, which safety feature do you actually use? Which one have you never touched? Or has your car ever warned you for no reason and made you think, wait, is that a ghost? Leave a comment for the algorithm. And remember, that 360-degree camera may rotate, but only your subscription to Calligraphy can turn this channel into a movement.
Choosing the right Santa Fe 2026 trim is like picking a soulmate, except you're choosing from 5 sisters. They're all beautiful, but each one comes with a very different price tag. Hyundai offers a buffet of trims, from the base, SE, and SEL, to the rugged-looking XRT, the luxury Limited, and the all-out Calligraphy that practically hugs your ego. SE and SEL trims. These are the practical, no drama, gets the job done types. Gas-powered, dual 12.3-inch displays, wireless Apple CarPlay, and decent audio. If you need a family SUV that won't kill your savings, think of this as a clean bowl of rice and soy sauce. Simple, but satisfying. XRT trim. Officially built for adventure, but realistically made for a guy in a blazer who off-roads in Google Slides. It comes with big wheels, body cladding, roof rails that scream wilderness, but the AWD system is more smart than savage. No diff locks here. Great for looking the part, while still making it home in time for dinner. Limited and Calligraphy. This is where Hyundai goes full-on red carpet. You get premium leather, ventilated seats, heated steering, head-up display, and a 12-speaker Bose sound system that makes every podcast feel like a TED Talk. These trims don't just transport you, they announce you. When you step out, other drivers feel pressure. And a heads up, the hybrid drivetrain only starts from SEL trim upward. That means if you want to go green without going broke, you'll have to pay a bit more. But hey, every time you fuel up and see a smaller bill, you might cry. Tears of financial joy. TLDR. Need a daily SUV for the family, city driving, fuel saving? Go SEL Hybrid. Want to look rugged without breaking anything? Go XRT. Think your car is part of your personal brand? The Calligraphy is whispering your name. And hey, if you've made it this far, don't subscribe for Car Cry's sake. Do it for the Santa Fe, because clearly you get it.